somebody came to you, let's look at the case of the women that we work with, and maybe they are in a relationship that is not going well and they are at the crossroads. Do I leave or do I stay? How do I handle this? Or at a general level, if somebody, let's say, is facing a crisis at work and maybe they are not feeling like that's where they should be. Should they change jobs? Should they change professions? What do you do? In those cases, I realized that, I've learned and I was taught that what you do is you give that person information. Okay, so most people need information. So let's take the case of the women that may be going through a tough time and they really don't know, do I go right or do I go left? Or I've been in this marriage for a long time. And it could be a man. I've been in this marriage for such a long time. Maybe it's abusive, it's toxic. What do I do? What we do is that you give them as much information as possible. You give them information on the effects of abusive relationships. You point them to resources. You give them information on what would happen if you stay in those relationships. And then you can also share your experiences. Okay, you share your experiences. For example, I went through this and this is how I was able to overcome it, or I'm going through this and this is how I deal with it. You share your experiences, or you share the experiences of others. You can say, I worked with this person and this is how they handled this, or this is what happened to them when they decided to stay, or when they left, this is what happened. One thing that you don't do is tell a person, make this decision. And there are many reasons for that. First, I think it is mature to respect that that person is going to make the right decision based on them being an adult. Okay, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that most people have different values and certain things are important to them. But once they get that information, once a person receives knowledge and a person understands that they have options and that those options can actually work for them, eventually that person is going to make a decision that is good for them and their families and their community. People that we work with should not feel like they have to make decisions that please us. No. As leaders, we want those that work with us to understand that we are there for them and that the decisions that they make, we would support them regardless.